Lamont Roach Jr. Hey, Lamont, Saturday, March 1st, of course, Gervonta Tank Davis, PBC on Prime PPV. But I got to tell you something. You have not acted like the underdog, like the B side, like anything but a dangerous man coming for the biggest prize to date in his career. How important has that been for you to come out and present like that?
Man, it's part of me. Like it's not like it's an act or anything. 'Cause, like that's how I'm coming. So I think that's what people have a mistake. That's where people make their first mistake with Tank in particular. You know what I'm saying? Like they already succumb to his to his heights. They already fall short like before the fight starts anyway.
Would you say that might have been what happened to Frank Martin in Tank's recent title defense?
Maybe. I think so. Maybe not. I think in that Martin fight, I just think Tank's experience just took over from the first bell. Honestly, the game plan was for what it looked like, his game plan was definitely just a good one, and his experience kicked in like immediately, and you could see Frank Martin's inexperience show early.
Such a huge opportunity here. Very excited for you to be in this fight. And it's weird. It's like you have experience with Tank going back to the amateurs when you were a teenager. And normally I wouldn't say that that holds bearing 15 years later when this is the prime of your respective careers. But I got to be honest, the Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney backstory, them knowing each other, being comfortable fighting one each other, maybe that played a role in the result. What role, if any, in your eyes, will the history between you play come Saturday, March 1st?
I think it'll play a significant role. Outside of us sharing a ring together, it's like stuff that I know that what I'm saying, that I would use, that I can use, and that we will use to our advantage.
So you're saying inside tips, tells, secrets, that kind of stuff.
Tell me about it.
Look, everyone's probably wondering the same thing, and it always happens this way when somebody's been as successful as Tank. What can you do differently that everybody else has failed to do? How would you answer that?
Uh, I can, like I said before, like the IQ and the skill level, the skill set is just compared to everyone that he's fought in that present time, it's just levels above. And the tenacity that I'm going to have with it come March 1st, it's going to be something that he's definitely not used to. It's going to be the total package, and it's going to be one of the best fights of the year. I promise you.
You've been, I guess, like somewhat inactive, fighting once each of the last 3 years. Probably not an ideal setting entering this fight, but when you look back on that, why was that case one fight per year?
It wasn't my fault. It was Hector's fault. I was the number one contender for like over a year. I was the mandatory for a long time, and then he ended up fighting Tank. So I had to wait until that fight happened. Then I had to wait until after he was cleared to, be okay to resume training and go into
Sure.
talks. Then they pushed back a purse bid. Then he got injured. So he was just holding the belt hostage. So that really wasn't my fault.
A little bit of boxing politics,
Yeah.
always around, always lingering. Common opponent obviously was the aforementioned Hector Garcia. You and Tank Davis were victorious. What can we glean from that, from the performances of each of you? Is that something you're watching closely when you look back on the tape?
Yeah, it is. I was there in person too, so like I saw. But if you notice, Hector Garcia was in the pocket with Tank and actually trading and exchanging with him. In the fight with me, he was on his back foot trying to play cat and mouse. So there's a different dynamic that I'm going to bring to the table for sure. Um, I know that I'll be in control, and that's going to be the key. If I'm in control, the night's going to go my way.
When you look back on that breakthrough win, when you won your world title at 130 pounds against Hector Garcia, scoring that late knockdown that probably was the difference in a split decision on the scorecards, did you feel like the fight was in the balance late and you needed a moment like that?
No, honestly, I definitely think it put a stamp on it, but I don't think I I didn't think I needed that. I mean, like I honestly didn't think if you go back and watch that fight because now it's available for people to watch.
Sure.
I controlled almost all the round. I scored that fight. I went back and watched and scored that fight. I scored that fight 8-4 with a knockdown. So like, and that was me trying to be so not biased. You know what I'm saying? Like, I promise you, it's not many rounds where you can score where he's saying, "Oh, he controlled that round. He won that round. He did this. He did that. He did this." There's not a lot. It's me pressing the action. It's me setting up the shots. It's me countering and returning the shots. It's me landing big shots all night. So I don't see where you could score 7 rounds for him. Seven is a lot. I gave him 4. 7 is a lot.
It did
And
seem
for him
like,
to win one of them with a knockdown.
for
So
sure.
to give him 8 rounds is crazy.
When you're this close to the fight, as we record this, we're just over a week out. What are the emotions like? Because I would think in a fight this big, an opponent this dangerous, there's got to be that competitive anxiety, that uneasiness. What's it like for you? How do you deal with that?
It's natural. If every fighter will tell you, it's natural. Um, obviously he's a big puncher. Obviously he's a good boxer. But that's something that when you're when you're a great fighter yourself, that's something that you are aware of. And it's something that like you said, there's that natural anxiety, but there's no fear. It's no fear at all. You have to know what you're up against. And that's where I am. I know what I'm up against, and I know I'm prepared for it. So that's the difference between me and everyone else.
Sometimes guys get into the biggest fight of their lives and maybe they leave a little bit of themselves back in the locker room. Maybe they are just happy to be there. Are you
Yeah,
of the mindset that no matter what it takes, come
no
hell
matter
or high
what,
water, come 4 or 5 knocked, whatever it takes, you're getting back up and you're winning this fight?
man. Trust me, it's gonna happen for sure.
Where does the nickname the Reaper come from? One of the better ones, by the way, in boxing.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I needed to hear that. I like that right there. But it it comes from one. It came from after my loss with Jamel. It came it came from when I accepted that no matter no matter what time it is, what time, whenever I get in the ring, it's my time. When the Reaper call to come get you, can't hide, buddy. You can't hide. It's over.
You're referencing the lone loss of your career, that title opportunity a few years back against Jamel Herring. The way that you've grown since then in the ring, mentally, I feel like we can see it. Is it like night and day in your eyes when you think back to who you were coming into that fight?
Yeah, for sure. When I go and look, yeah, definitely. And that's one of they say the losses turn into lessons. That was definitely a lesson that that I cherish and move with grace now because I wouldn't be here without it.
Indeed, indeed. Interested in asking you this. Tank's talking a lot about retirement, talking a lot about bettering himself outside of boxing, which I'm not certainly not against. Is any part of you wondering whether his mind is fully in this fight coming into this matchup?
I thought about it, but at the end of the day, I'm preparing for the best Gervonta Davis that's available. Um, I'm preparing for the 90% KO ratio knockout artist superstar that he is. Um, if he's not focused, it's gonna be a long night for him. If he's not in it, it's gonna be a long night for him. Um, as far as him trying to better himself and everything like that, I commend him.
Sure.
I tip my hat to him and everything like that. But I ain't thinking about that until after the fight.
All right.
It's wartime.
Last question here. March 1st, PBC on Prime pay-per-view. Davis versus Roach. We can't wait for it. it's going to change your life, win, lose, or draw, but obviously you're only focused on the win. How do you expect this moment to change you, to change your course? What will it feel like when you hear and new?
I don't. I remember hearing the first. I remember hearing the first, like the and new with Hector, and that was one of the best feelings I had in my life. So for me to hear that on March 1st, I know it's gonna be magnified so like crazy. I know it. I just know it. But it's definitely gonna do my life wonders, man. It's honestly gonna change a lot of things. It's gonna set me up for generational wealth. It's gonna set me up to help children. It's gonna help me help my family. It's gonna help me do a lot. And you know, I can pride myself on telling my kids, telling anybody who coming up behind me that I got all of this from hard work.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, this is your moment. We wish you well. We can't wait to see it. March 1st, PBC on Prime. Lamont, thank you for the time and best of luck to you, brother.
No doubt. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Brian.